Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a really great day. Today, I'm going to be unboxing this, the Elektra premium format figure by Sideshow, black costume variant that I scored off of Sideshow Seconds. What Sideshow Seconds? Stay tuned and find out.
Greetings. Please log in. Username authorized.
That's right, I picked up a black costume variant of the Elektra premium format figure by Sideshow off of Sideshow Seconds. Now, if you don't know what Sideshow Seconds is, it's this really sweet sub-site on the Sideshow main site where Sideshow lists pieces who are, I'd like to call them sort of like orphans. They're pieces that were either sent back or spotted as being partially damaged in the warehouse, and they list them for sale at a substantial discount. For instance, this one I got for 15% off the regular price. And it said specifically on the site that the item had slight box damage on it. And I just thought, okay, well, slight box damage, that could mean pretty much anything. I'll take the chance. And when I got it, this is what I saw. We can get it right there. Boom, that's it. There is a minor 1.5 inch blemish on one side of the box. Everything else, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. There's some slight shelf wear to the box, but that's about it. Speaking of the box, just gonna go ahead and go over this with you. You can see that there's some, it's just so red, but there's this amazing photograph of the statue itself. Just double checking. Yes, that is some Sideshow photography going on there that's been slightly modified in Photoshop to look a bit more artistic. On the side, you just see that the New York themed base continues to wrap around to the side. You've got the classic Elektra logo there. There's around to the back, this thing. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. And then of course Elektra on the side, rotating back around to the front. I didn't come here today though to talk about a box, as cool as this box is. I came here today to talk about a statue. So we're gonna get this statue out of the box now, drop it on the table, and talk a little bit more about it.
All right, now as with all things, you start off with the base and then add the figure to it just to create your foundation. There's actually two keyholes in the Elektra base, and there is a long metal key that goes through the heel. Once that's in, then it just kind of sinks in and it stands very firmly. Next, you add your choice of arm right there on the right-hand arm. Drop in the sai, drop in the sai in the left arm as well, and your Elektra is girded for battle. Then comes the part where you have to add on these straps, these little flaps that blow in the wind. The head goes on, and the final flap, strap, whatever, goes there at the back. So it's a pretty easy assembly. Slightly above entry level, but far from being something that you would need any sort of instruction manual to pull off. Really impressed with the way that this one stays just straight. You can see that I don't even have it shoved all the way in there, but there's no wobble on the figure whatsoever. Once you get those keyholes firmly in place, they're going to stay there. They're not going to go anywhere.
What are you looking at? Is something I would never say to somebody like Elektra, especially looking like this. My God. I knew it would look good because I actually have the red costume variant of it, the exclusive version, and I'm gonna bring that out here in a few minutes. But before I do, I just want to talk a little bit about, while we're alone, just talk about this a little bit here. First thing I want to talk about, obviously, is the base. And if you've not seen this before or aren't familiar with the piece, let me just explain to you that, let me just collector-splain this to you, that this is the same base, obviously, that came with the red suited variant. It's got this Gothic church motif going for it, very much aligned with the base for the Daredevil premium format figure. Pretty much all of them, I think. I don't think that they've diverged from that Gothic church format since Sideshow started doing Daredevil themed pieces. I'm just stumbling all over my tongue today, people. I don't know if I didn't have enough coffee or too much. We'll let you decide. Actually, let's just leave that in the comments below. Maybe I should start a poll. Anyway, but the first thing I want to point out, first of all, look how cool this stuff is. There's some really awesome stained glass happening right there that's really, really beautiful. I haven't compared the stained glass in this to the stained glass in the red one. I don't know if they're all the same tones or if they decided to go with something different. What I do know is that a key difference is in the tone of the stonework on the base. I seem to remember that yeah, I know for a fact, because there's one sitting right over there, that the stonework on the red suited variant is much warmer in tone. There's some golden yellowish hues going on there, just a completely different, like almost like there was sand involved in the creation of it. In this one, obviously, they went for just plain old gray, which goes really, really well with all these blacks in Elektra. You can see that there's a really cool gargoyle going on here. Love gargoyles. I've never actually seen the animated series. I've never seen it. I probably ought to get around to doing that because I hear that it really holds up. Plus, a good friend of mine actually once told me that she didn't think she could be friends with me anymore if I didn't see it. So, love you, Aubrey. Miss you. I'm gonna watch gargoyles today. How's that? Let's hang out. So anyway, wow, moving on up above the base, you can see that we have some really sweet tactical leather boots. That's a step up from what we saw in the original Elektra premium format. Elektra. This is the name. That's the new name for the character. I don't know if you guys knew. Marvel hasn't announced it yet, but I thought maybe it might be in the rumor mill. If not, well, let it get started right now. They're going to change Elektra's name to Elektra, or maybe I'll just have it that way in my head. So ridiculous. Boots, right? Black leather. I don't know. Is this a full-on leather costume? Legitimately, everything seems to read with the same efficiency, surface efficiency, meaning that it reflects light in a pretty similar fashion. You don't see this being shinier than this, for instance. It's all pretty much uniform. Moving on up, I don't know, maybe it might be slightly less efficient up here. That was totally unintended. I'm just talking about the fabric, people. Get your minds out of the gutter. But legitimately, I think that the fabric on this might be ever so slightly less efficient. That means that it reflects less light than the boots and the leather down here, and even these tactical vambraces that she has on here, which look really, really striking. You'll see here in a little while when I bring out the red suited variant that they went for several different tonal changes from I don't know, fabric to fabric, from segment to segment. Really kind of breaks up the red in a way that's attractive. Not here though. They just went for plain old straight up black, and it works. It works tremendously well. I'm really happy with this. I don't know why. I don't even know why I passed it up the first time. Maybe I just didn't get to it quickly enough. How long was this? Does anybody know how long this was available on Sideshow's website before I lucked out and got into this? Anyway, moving up, I can see that there is definitely a less efficient fabric going on here with her head wrap. That's suitable. Same with these tassels. I don't know. her wraps. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell that's called. Anybody who's proficient in costuming, please let me know. Really love the way that they went with the sculpted look on this instead of a fabric, which that kind of guarantees that no matter who you are, if you don't have any skills with posing fabric, wired fabric, tassels, capes, whatever, that you don't have to worry about it. The job's been done for you by the professionals. So it's going to get up there, and while, yeah, you don't have the final say in the creative process, so to speak, you can guarantee that once you get that thing out of the box and on a shelf, it's going to look its best. Speaking of looking its best, did I catch some blue there? Oh no, it's just blue reflection from my light. That works really well, really well. I might do a round of photography on this later. I don't know. Okay, moving on to flesh tones. Just looking at her skin here, it reads in terms of both texture and shine as very realistic. You can just see that it reads kind of the reflections that are coming off of the lights kind of read the same way that human flesh would. It's got nice tones, nice olive tones to it, leading all the way up to the top in the back. When you look back here, and where her shoulders are just really flexed, really flexing those muscles back there. And you can see they've added a little bit of shadow detailing in those crevices there. Works really well, reads like actual shadows, just kind of enhances the effect that the actual lights are casting there. Works out pretty well for me. Those tones continue all the way down the arm. They're very uniform, as I said, up into the face. Wow. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know, but it looks really good. The lips. Wow, the lips are fantastic. They're freaking perfect. Eyes. I don't have my proper glasses on for this, and I'm working on getting new ones, but they look pretty damn good to me. I think that they probably could have a little bit more detail, read as a little bit more realistic. I think if you were to take a photograph of it and blow it up, you might find some flaws. I'd say that probably you would find some flaws, but whatever, dude. It's a factory paint job. It looks great. I'm pretty happy with it. On top of that, you also have the hair. Oh my God, I think I just spit on Elektra. That's a great way to lose an appendage or something more valuable. Moving on to her hair. None more black. I mean, how black can this be? The answer is none more black. It's about as black as it gets. I don't notice, let's see. Nah, it's uniform. It is just straight up as black as it gets. Got a nice shine to it. Again, she's using the proper shampoo. I don't know. It looks fantastic. Reeds is very, very black, which I think that I'm noticing a theme here with the blackness. It just doesn't, they just wanted to go all black. How black can we get it? This black. Very, very black. Moving on to the weapons. She comes with her characteristic sai. That is her signature weapon of choice throughout, especially the Frank Miller run. They look great. I think they're plastic. They might be metal. I don't know. And I'm not gonna try to bend them to find out. But this leads me up to the next thing. One of the coolest things about this piece is that you have options. I really appreciate when they go the extra mile, when any company goes the extra mile to give us display options, a way to customize it to a specific taste. In this case, you only have really one display option. In the exclusive, you actually get 2 extra weapons. She comes with katanas as a swap out for these sai. But for this piece, you do still have an option to remove this arm, taking the hand off of it, and replacing it, if you do it right, replacing it with an extended arm. Yeah, and when you get that on her, then she's more engaged with somebody else, whether it's the viewer, if you want to rotate it around this way and just have her kind of pointing at whoever's walking in, or if you have the Daredevil premium format, you can pose them opposite each other on opposite sides of the room, or if you don't have that option, just on the same table, close up. I've seen the 2 of them together like this, and they look great. Don't have Daredevil out of his box right now, so I'm not going to replicate it for you, but what I will do is I will show you how this compares with the red suited Elektra premium format figure. Let's just do that right now. Let's get them both on the table and see how they look. Yeah, I was right. I hope everyone will forgive me for the way that I have these displayed, sort of a back-to-back like they're in combat with each other as allies. I just kind of liked the way that this looks because it provides kind of a whole yin-yang sort of an effect, which I think is appropriate given the source material here. But just to highlight some differences, looking at them right off the top of my head, obviously I'm just going to showcase, we'll go ahead and do a pan up of the red suited Elektra here. She, again, looks glorious. You can see that there are variations in the red tones. They're pretty consistent, mainly in the boots. You get that familiar red, but it fades into auburn. Not really auburn, but sort of like a maroon color right there. Auburn. No, auburn is not a leather color. You get that maroon color kind of continues into the straps around her legs. There's a completely different color of red to these leather-esque sort of components right here on her tabard or tunic. I don't know what you would call it. But the familiar Elektra red continues right up the middle and into the head wrap at the top, and it looks simply fabulous. The katanas are a welcome addition, especially if you have both variants, so that you can actually display Elektra with her sai in the black, and just do the katanas in the red. I just love the way that they look. I just love the curve, the way the gentle curve just kind of leads up the curve of her arm. It provides a nice effect, and it's very appealing to me. Again, as I talked about, you can see here in the light that this is a much warmer tone for the stonework, and that's also very cool. It plays better with the red than it would with the black. Just having everything basically monochromatic over here except for her skin. Beautiful. Amazing design choice. I'm so over the moon in love with both of these statues. I had actually thought that I might keep one, but I kind of like the way that they're displayed here. Rotating. Don't put my eye out. My God, look at that. That is right at eye level. Seriously. Don't. Please don't. Yeah. Danger, Will Robinson. Okay, but yeah, that's about it, everyone. I hope that you have liked what I've done here with this reveal of both my Elektra. There it goes again. With both of my Elektra statues, I think I am going to hang on to them both. I think that this is how I'm going to display them. I'm going to get myself a pedestal with a rotating Lazy Susan so that I can pick and choose. Basically, black if I'm in a bad mood and red if I'm in a good mood will be facing outward. How fun is that? Yeah. Yeah, like Elektra statues as a mood ring. No one saw that coming. Yeah, so let me know what you think of these two exquisite pieces in the comments below. If you have one, tell me what made you decide to get it. What's your history with the Elektra character? I have to admit that I don't have much beyond the Daredevil exposure and the most recent 12-issue miniseries that came out, which was great, and you should check it out. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's it. Thanks as always, everyone, for tuning in and watching me ramble on about my figure du jour. I really enjoy doing it. It's great for me to get out there and just externalize my passion for something that I picked up. If you guys benefit something from it, then great. I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments below, as always. And also, as always, until next time, be good to your plastic and to your resin, because these are resin. There's some plastic in there. Anyway, thanks everyone.